I want to quit. But I'm so close. Come on. Last little push. Come on.
Week 7 is complete. Mileage was up to 28 miles for the week, and I finally got a bit of a break from the heat for some of the training. Welcome back to another video. Hi, I'm Josh, and I'm training for my first marathon after an ankle sprain so bad in March 2024 that it left me in a boot for 2 weeks. Before I dive into how last week felt, I thought I'd do a little check-in. Let's get real for just a minute. The truth is, I've hit most of my training goals to this point. I know it's not likely that everything goes according to plan for the rest of the training block, but as of now, I'm pretty much on track. And yet, if I'm being honest, like not trying to sugarcoat things to make myself look better, even 7 weeks into the training, I'm still feeling a bit like, yeah, I don't know if I can do this. 26.2 miles in one go seems insurmountable. And even if I can finish a marathon, I sure as heck don't know if I can do it in under 4 hours like I set out to do. I'm not backing away from that goal yet, but I just don't feel that confident right now. 2 other things before I jump into my Week 7 recap. Firstly, I just have to say that I need to acknowledge that I have a great support system to even give this a go. Specifically, if it weren't for my wife being willing to be with the kids while I'm out doing these long runs, I wouldn't even have started this journey. So I'm immensely grateful for her and her selflessness as I take hours and hours away to run. Secondly, if you, yes you, haven't subscribed to the channel, please do. It would mean a lot. Let's dive into Week 7 with a look at my stats. I started the week weighing in at 195 pounds and ended the week at 195 pounds. Speaking of weight, I'm not entirely sure how helpful this metric is to track. Something I realized last week as I weighed myself at different times is that I weighed in as heavy as 199 pounds and as low as 192 pounds. So many things can affect your weight on a day-to-day basis that even though I'm trying to weigh in right after waking up, maybe it doesn't matter much at all. I think I'm pretty much where I'm going to be, and that's just going to have to be okay for this training block. My average resting heart rate for the week was 52 beats per minute. Consistent. Sleep was down to an average of 7 hours and 1 minute per night. The caveat here is that while more than 7 hours isn't bad by any means, my sleep quality has been inconsistent. One of our kids has had some sleep troubles lately, and while the overall amount of sleep hasn't fallen off too much, the nights where I was up with him for more than an hour at a time in the middle of the night were stress-inducing and disruptive. I'm hopeful we're over the hump with that, but honestly, that's life in training with kids. Strength training. I did do some bodyweight exercises a few times during the week.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Eating. I've mostly dropped the intermittent fasting since eating before my harder efforts is super beneficial for me, and most of my efforts have been harder lately. That said, I'm still trying not to eat much after 8 to 9 p.m., and I'm trying, emphasis on trying, not to eat too much ultra-processed food. Pay no attention to the giant box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch that ended up in my Costco cart recently. The running. Week 7 was tough, but didn't feel quite as mentally tough as Week 6. Maybe it was because I was more prepared for what a track session might feel like, or because it finally wasn't unbearably hot during my long run. But whatever it was, it gives me a little confidence going into Week 8. Day 1 began with a 1 mile warm-up, followed by 3 miles at a sub 8:47 pace, with 400 meter recoveries in between, and finished with a 1 mile cool down. Total distance was just over 5 miles with an average heart rate of 139.
Good morning. It is Week 7, Day 1. Today I'm back here on the track for a 1 mile warm-up, and then 3x1 at a fast pace. We're gonna say that's anything under 9 minutes a mile, with 400 meter recoveries, and then a 1 mile cool down. It's mile 1 done. 400 meter recovery, then into mile 2. Mile 2, 8:23, 400 meter recovery, 1 more mile. I want to quit, but I'm so close. Come on, last little push, come on. That's it. 8:18 for the last mile. Oh.
Day 2 was the absolute worst run of the week. The night leading into it was a miserable night of sleep, which was partly self-induced and partly out of my control. I think I got just under 5 hours of total sleep. And as a result, I felt every step of the 6-mile run. Total time was 1 hour, 1 minute, and 40 seconds, with an average heart rate of 135.
Week 7, day 2. Out of here for 6 miles this morning. Supposed to be taking them easy. And based on my very poor night of sleep last night, I think I have no choice but to take them easy. So, instead of constantly looking at my watch today, I think I'm just gonna go based on feel. I'll let it buzz so I know that I'm finished a mile. But other than that, I'm just gonna try to enjoy being out here. Mile 1, mile 2, mile 3. You know, part of the reason I didn't get much sleep last night was because one of my kids has been having trouble sleeping through the night. So for about an hour, hour and a half, I sort of just sat outside his door last night in a daze. However, the other reason I didn't get enough sleep last night was self-inflicted. That's 4 miles. I made the mistake right before I was about to go up to bed to get ready for bed of checking the TV and seeing that, oh, Apple TV has put up the season finale of Presumed Innocent half a day early. So I thought, why not watch the whole thing right now? Oh, it's only 53 minutes? No problem. It was worth it, but it did cause me to get less sleep. Are you watching Presumed Innocent, or did you watch? If so, comment an emoji below that you think best represents Jake Gyllenhaal in the show. That's it. That's 6 miles finished. Guys, I don't know, but maybe I bit off a little more than I can chew with regards to running a marathon. I just finished 6 miles. It felt like a easy but tough effort, if that makes sense. And yet, I cannot possibly fathom running another 20 miles right now. Best I can do for now is to get up tomorrow, do it again.
I was back at the track on day 3 for a 1-mile warm-up, followed by 3 miles at a 9:09 per mile pace, followed by a 1-mile cool down. I ended up negative splitting the middle 3 miles, going from 8:55 in the first mile to 8:50 in the second to 8:41 in the third.
Week 7, day 3. Out here for 5 miles today. We have 1-mile warm-up, 3 miles at marathon pace, 9:09 per mile, followed by a 1-mile cool down.
Finished our warm-up mile. We are now headed into 3 miles at 9:09 pace. Ignore the construction noise behind the camera. Back at the track today because it helps me pace myself a little bit better. We're gonna give it our best.
Mile 1 on the track complete, 8:55. Mile 2 on the track, 8:49. 1 to go. That's it. Last mile, 8:41. That was really hard, but doable. I got a 1-mile cool down. Rest day tomorrow. Okay, that's it. That's 5 miles done. Felt pretty good on the middle 3 miles. I mean, it was tough, but I was able to do it. My body definitely feels really tired though. So thankfully I have a day off tomorrow, and then easy on Saturday, and then easy long run on Sunday.
Day 4 was a welcome, easy 3 miles, which I ran in 29:48 with an average heart rate of 131.
Week 7, day 4. We've got 3 miles easy today, and I'm really hoping that this run is as easy as mile 1, mile 2, mile 3, all done. Not bad. One to go this week.
My long run for week 7 was 9 miles. Fun fact, I don't listen to anything while I'm running unless I'm on a treadmill, so no podcast or music. I guess technically I'm listening to Mother Nature, but you get what I'm saying. So I'm usually trying to pass the time by thinking about something. Well, this is what I came up with for this long run, which was completed in 1 hour, 27 minutes, 28 seconds with an average heart rate of 136.
Week 7, day 5. We're out here for 9 miles this morning. You know, I'm always trying to think of things to think about on my runs, things I can say to the camera that are unique and interesting every week. So I thought this week, I've got 9 miles. I'll run through my top 9 Pixar movies for any movie nerds out there like me. Mile 1, 9:47, and in my number 9 slot for top 9 Pixar films, maybe controversially, I've got Toy Story 3. Mile 2, 9:40, time for my number 8 Pixar film. That would be the most recent one on this list, released in 2020. That would be Soul. Mile 3, 9:42, in my number 7 slot of top 9 Pixar films, we have 2009's Up. Maybe another controversial placement. Mile 4, 9:53. Please don't hate me for this, but in my number 6 slot, Ratatouille. Mile 5, 9:46. Top 5, baby. In my number 5 slot, Monsters Inc. Mile 6, 9:41. Number 4 on the Pixar countdown is Inside Out. Mile 7, 9:33. And my number 3 Pixar film is The Incredibles. Mile 8, 9:44. Number 2 Pixar film is the OG Toy Story. Mile 9, 9:34. And of course, the number 1 Pixar, with no question, is The Good Dinosaur. I'm kidding. It's Cars 3. I'm kidding. For real, Finding Nemo. Love that little guy.
So that's it for week 7. Effort and outcome for the week was an 8 out of 10. I'm mostly just happy that I hit my mileage goal again. Here's hoping I can keep that up for the next 3 months. As always, I'm grateful to run, and I'm grateful for today. 13 weeks to go. This is Foot Up to Finisher, and this is episode 7. Thanks for watching. See you soon.